Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward. What's up guys, Altcoin Interpreter here with a crypto market review. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not an expert, do your own research. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about how long overall downtrends can last. How long are we in for this bear market? To preface, I don't actually really know, to be honest. I think that macro conditions are way different than they were in the last several bear markets. So that's going to obviously have an effect on the overall duration of this bear market, in my opinion. But we can still look at the overall past bear markets and talk about, how long it could potentially take and what to really look for. So I'll be looking here at the Bitstamp chart, and the overall downtrend here from looks like kind of early spring May period lasted about 3 months or so, where price dipped down from 150 all the way down to 60, had a decent decline, but then had a very strong rebound. This top to bottom, I mean, I don't know if you want to count this a wick. I don't know what this is. Maybe this is like legit, maybe it's not. But it's, I think you can soundly consider this a downtrend. If this is a legit wick, then yeah, negative 75%. That's pretty nasty, and that's over a 3-month period. Obviously, Bitcoin consolidated a bit and then ran all the way back up to $1,000, and then it had a very strong dump. Now, what is the next time period for this overall duration? I think that you can mark top to bottom, negative 86%, and from the time it started to the time I would say it started to end, 658 days. That's something to really consider too, is that it took 658 days, and this is obviously a different macro period, different obviously time for Bitcoin as well, going from $1,000 to all the way to 150. Negative 90%, that's really nasty. This is really kind of normal in terms of overall Bitcoin downtrend. The duration is quite long. If you bought back in December 2013 at $1,000, you weren't going to get your money back all the way until about 2016. So, 3 years later. So the thing of it is that, and this overall time period, this is a little bit subjective on when you want to actually call the downtrend being over. I mean, if you mark the charts too, you can see that this kind of $300 floor fell off. This is somewhat similar looking to the overall 6K floor back in 2018, where price bounced off this level a few times and then had a negative 50% dump. So it went from 6K to 3K, and we'll investigate that a little bit later. But overall, generally speaking, this looks like a really long period overall. And as it currently stands, we're either at anywhere from 400 days or so to 300 days, 350 days or something, depending on when you want to gauge this current downtrend. And as I said, we'll investigate that a little bit more later on too. But if this is going to be similar to the downtrend of 2013, then we still have a long way to go. We probably have another year, all things considered. So this is obviously a long downtrend and a really nasty time period for all Bitcoin holders during that time. What happened next? Obviously, this was the 2017 bull run where price absolutely mooned, and this was the next downtrend, which was the overall period of 2018. And what do I mean by that 6K floor falling through? This was the 6K floor that price bounced off several times, and then it had that negative 50% move down. We went from 6K to 3K, and that was the final capitulation move. And this is actually something that we still have yet to see yet, in my opinion, for the current crypto market. Now, just because it happened in 2013 and 2018 doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen again. But I think that it is something to consider. one final shakeout usually is what's needed for this kind of accumulation period to start. I don't think that price just kind of goes through an accumulation period, on its own. I think that usually there needs to be one big move, and then we see the accumulation period starting. So what's the overall time period for this overall downtrend from 2018? Well, again, it really depends on how you want to market. So if you market from kind of this peak period in December 2017, you will mark about 470 days or so if you include the accumulation period. So the accumulation period was this several month period after the 6K to 3K drop, where price chopped around for several months, and then it had this really nice big candle here. And this, in my opinion, was the end of the accumulation period and the start of a new trend, which was a bullish trend where price went from 3K to 14K. And this was obviously the start of a new trend. So all things considered, this one lasted about 470 days. The last one, 670 days. And you could also maybe consider this one like even shorter if you want to not include the accumulation period. But in my opinion, the accumulation period is part of it, because there's 3 steps of, an overall market cycle. It's, the uptrend, the downtrend, and then the accumulation period. So, that's something that we're going to see all throughout crypto markets, and it's something that is very common all throughout all cycles. So this one, 470 days for the last cycle. I'll say that the cycle in 2019 and 2020 was a little bit unusual. We saw this V-shaped reversal. This is very unusual by crypto standards. You don't really see something like this, but with infinite money printing going on with COVID and everybody staying inside, price just V-shaped reversed up, and we hadn't seen anything like this before in previous cycles. Of course, adding trillions of dollars to the system will be beneficial to crypto because it is a risk-on asset. But I would say that, you saw this downtrend period for 2019 last, I don't know, maybe 200 days if you want to be kind of consistent in that regard, maybe 200 days for this downtrend where, it had that nasty move from 10K all the way down to 4K. And obviously that was a situation where everybody was shitting themselves. So, price dipped down and then had the V-shaped reversal. And usually, generally speaking, I think in a normal setting, price would chop around for quite some time after something like this. Then again, I don't think we would have seen this nasty move down if it wasn't for COVID either. Who knows what the charts would have looked like or what price action would have looked like in that case? Nobody really knows. But because COVID was going on, the financial markets were dying all around. There was no movement of goods and services. You obviously saw like stock market crash. And then it V-shaped reverse up because, the government started printing money. So this was the last kind of downtrend in 2019, 230 days, and then a quick V-shaped reversal. Obviously, we know what happens next. Price went all the way up from 10K all the way up to 60K, had this nasty or insane, crazy run. Distribution at the top, followed by a 3-month accumulation period. Or not even 3 months, really just like a 2-month accumulation period, I guess, where 60 days price chopped around and then it continued its move up, where price hit all-time high at near 70K, and then now it is dying. So where are we at right now? And where do you want to consider this overall bear market, where it starts? It's really subjective, and it's really a point of debate. I posted a poll about this before, but some people actually consider the overall top of the market back in May and April of 2021, because this overall, altcoins were for the most part pretty bearish, other than some select narratives which did very well, like Axie Infinity, all the layer ones, Solana, Avalanche, Luna, and several metaverse coins. On the other hand, there's a lot of coins that didn't do very well, such as DeFi and other such coins. So a lot of people consider this overall market top being this kind of 65K level back in April of 2021. And then if you count that as the overall market top, then we've been chopping around for almost 600 days. So similar to, this 2014, 2013 period where price chopped around for 658 days, we would still have another several months of chopping around in that case. Now, if you are me personally, I would count the overall top of the bull market, like the former all-time high level. That to me is like the market top, because even if this was just a double top, meaning that, we saw this wick here and then we see like price top out here, I still personally consider like the all-time high level as the start of the kind of bear market, so to speak. So for me, this has been chopping around for about a year, 371 days overall. And that, if you compare it to some of the previous cycles, then I think that we still have a little bit of time left. What I'm looking for in terms of overall reversal patterns is I'm looking for one final shakeout, meaning, price chop around, maybe it mean reverts up a little bit, and then we see maybe like one last final push down. I don't know where that's going to be, 10K, 11K, 8K, I have no idea. And then I think we see some sort of long consolidation period after that, where price chops around and consolidates similar to what we saw back in 2018, 2019. And then I think that we can resume the overall trend. Now, I don't know how long this is going to take. If this is, in fact, a situation where it takes 600 days, then we literally have another year left of this, in my opinion. And, if you thought 2022 was bad, then you have just another year of slow grinding down. It is going to be really interesting to happen. I think that if that does happen, another year of grinding, it's really going to be because of macro conditions. And even if we do see a large grinding period, then we will see some other small moves up too, where like price goes 20%, 100% up. Maybe it goes from like 10K to 20K and then back down. Who knows like what the movements are going to be. Altcoins are also going to have many little alt seasons as well. But in general, I think that we still have quite a bit more time left for overall market recovery. And I am looking for that one final shakeout left before, assuming that accumulation is happening. Before there might have been an argument for accumulation. Price was shopping around for quite some time. And then the FTX Black Swan happened where price, dipped down from 22 all the way down to like 15. So really nasty move. FTX contagion still unknown, and price could still obviously dip down, but I think that the bottom is almost in, to be frank and honest with you. I am waiting for one last kind of move down. Maybe it goes a little bit farther down to like 12K, 10K. I don't know where it's going to be, but I do believe that the bottom is almost in. And as far as time goes, like it's really going to take a lot more time though, in my opinion. So really just be patient, DCAN probably, and just keep learning, keep getting better.